Hi, this is PlayMale from Confidently Dating Women. How to meet and seduce and attract hot and single women that you fancy for a sexual relationship or relationship that includes sex within 4 hours of meeting her. It's a step-by-step guide from preparation and meeting her, an approach to having sex and a relationship with a woman that you like, multiple women as well. In this video I'm going to talk about how easy it actually is to get laid. It's so easy because you're a man and she's a woman. So without having to do a lot or a lot of thinking, for thousands and thousands of years people have been dating, meeting, dating and fucking. So that's very good. This is a big relief that you already have in you the important things that are needed to have sex with women. Now you say, well, PlayMale, why don't I have so many women in my life? Why don't I have sex? That's a good question. Because if you're the average guy, the average person, then you have been brainwashed a lot by your upbringing and by movies and television and by older women about how you are supposed to behave around women. Now you may have discovered that being the average boring guy doesn't get laid, especially not in these times in the Western world, like Europe, United States, Canada, Australia. The number of people dating is really declining. So, especially for the average guy, there's less and less men that are in touch with their authentic masculinity. There's less and less guys that actually have balls and use them. You don't have to be a dick, but you have a dick, so start using it. And this brings us to a very important point and a realization probably for you, because it's very easy to become very good with women, because the competition is nowhere. There's so much better guys, there's so much average boring guys that are doing no effort at all, are doing nothing to be sexual, God forbid, that they meet a woman and have sex with her, that they only can think about getting lucky. Now, if you're like me, I don't like to get lucky. In my background, professional background, I work a lot with statistics. I don't like to rely on chance. I like to rely on almost near certainty. So, what can you do, what are the steps that you can do, and what are your beliefs, and what are your approach, so that with more certainty you actually get laid and have women in your life, wanting to be in your life for who you are and for your authentic masculinity. And it's very easy because your competition is just average and boring. Now you may have been average and boring as well, that's fine, because now you have decided to fix that and to become interesting men again, both for yourself as for the women that you like and fancy, so that you attract them more into your life. And the cool thing here is that you don't need to be a billionaire to get laid. You don't need to have a fancy sports car to get laid. You don't need to have or own a house to get laid. There's so many misconceptions here, but you've been brainwashed to believe that you should have everything perfect, you should be the superhero guy, and only then will the women like you. It's bullshit that has been put into your head. And you still see it everywhere. Also from time to time I get on YouTube, I get these commercial advertisements which have the subliminal message that you as a man have to live up to the expectations of a woman, of this princess queen, to have a chance to get lucky someday with her having sex. Bullshit. We are not going for that. Instead, we are making you a alpha male. So alpha male is also one of the example dating coaches that is in the book. Now my name is PlayMale, but that is alpha male. You can be any male. But the important part is that you're not a boy, you're not a guy, you're a man, you're a male. That's important here. So how do you get to be a male? It's actually quite easy. With some small tweaks and changes and additions and improvements in your life, you can become above average again, enough above average so that you already start out and get noticed a lot by much more women, that you'll have more women to see that are interested in you, that are giving you a wink, hey honey, let's come over, let's talk, have more dates, have more sex, and have better relationships with women that include sex regularly. All you have to do is to tweak a few things, and if you're a bit above average, you already stand out so much in these times, these modern times, that you just cannot handle the amount of new pussy getting into your life. So you don't need to be a billionaire, you don't need to have a fancy sports car, you don't need to have to be ultra good looking or very ripped. Now these things help a bit, but as long as you are a man and you're in touch with your balls, you have balls and you have a dick, and you start using it and you start projecting it in your masculinity, you will become already more above average. So this is very cool to know. There's a few tricks, a few additions, a few tweaks here and there, and you can already see a lot of promising results. We focus in the book Confidently Dating Women on meeting women in your everyday life. So that's what we are also gonna do. And especially in the second chapter, that's about preparation. We're gonna help you where it's even more easy to have women wanting you and wanting to sleep with you. But this is a dirty little secret that many men have think that they have to go the hard route and the difficult way to meet and seduce and sleep with women. For example, women that don't like the guy, they're trying to convince her to sleep with him. Well, if you're like me, I'm lazy and I want to have results fast. And I don't want to do things with forcing or trying to convince people to do something. So how would it be instead, if you want to change your average life to a bit above average, if you just check out a few different venues that you normally do, where there's more women than men. That already changes a lot in the dynamic, because then the women start fighting over the men because there's less men than women in those places. See, that's already very easy. A small thing that you can do to go from average guy that's not in the environment where there's women to just switch to also add environments in your daily life where there's more women to be found. It's so easy, and if you compound that with some other small tweaks, you already stand out so much that these women will get interested in you, and you will have a lot of pussy to fuck. That's it. Getting above average is all that you need. You don't need to have to be a 10, that's very good. You just have to be a bit better than average, and it's so cool. So go to the website www.confidentlydatingwomen.com. It's all one word, no hyphens, dashes or nothing. And leave your name and email address and I will send you 10 free dating tips to get started and to get rid of your average, boring, nice guy life and start becoming a bit above average, which means more masculine, which is more arousing to women. So go there and I'll see you on the other side.